is awkward.
Recording that? Oh, shit, what the fuck just happened? Oh, okay, wait, I know what happened. Alright, there we go. Because I'm watching my... What's up?
I like the panic. Oh, what the fuck happened?
Okay, so what happened was I clicked on the expand screen, so when it expanded the window that we're in, when I went back to my Streamlabs, it like blew it up in your face. It just shows like this much of your face in the window, and I'm just like, whoa, hold up. Alright, so let's start streaming. Boom. We're live. Yeah, we're live. So people can totally watch us if they want to and be fucking weird. Yeah, I'm actually really fucking stoked about this. Holy shit. I'm way more excited than I realized I thought I was gonna be.
Honestly, like I'm on the radio now, so I'm kind of used to like being broadcasted. But I just miss talking to you, bud. Like, man, it's been, dude, we haven't seen each other in a year and a half. Like, we talked to each other the other day. By the way, I tried to put your song on the fucking radio. You know how much editing I had to do for that? You're fucking
really? Why?
Because I'm on the FCC law. I can't have cussing. I'm not on a podcast. I'm not on a podcast. I'm on the FCC. So the only way that I can play you is if it's censored, or if I put you in on like just the streaming side, because we have a streaming side too. But it would have to be like an add-in. And so that's where I'm thinking, like, we're technically right now for Midnight Metal, we're revamping everything. And we're rebuilding the show's like structure, and we're going to try and add an hour-long show of just metal. And I can't really like come in and just make it a talk radio situation. It's not gonna be like true interview shit. But it would be one of those, like, I get to hang out with you for stuff.
I'm listening. I'm just, I was making sure the audio worked, so I'm listening. I just wanted to, but no, we're good. It's fucking working. I could hear you and hear me on it.
Are you excited?
Dude, I'm so
Your nipples are super hard right now, aren't they?
Dude, I wanted to do this from the beginning, but I was, like, nervous about it, because I was like, I don't know how to fucking do any of that shit, and then bunch of my friends like, dude, you should fucking totally like stream it. I want to watch, you know, as you fucking go. And I was like, okay, I'm down.
Yeah, why not?
But I mean, I don't even know if it worked, because now it says it's at like 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's as long as it is. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't care. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, it works. I'm either way. I'm happy with what's happening.
Yeah. Well, I'm honored that you thought, of me to be somebody you wanted to interview.
Yeah, dude, you know, okay, so I don't really like calling them interviews, because it's more like I'm just gonna talk to my boy or my girl or my friend, you know, whatever. I just want to talk and like hang out and like just have a good time. Like, literally, that's all I want.
That's awesome, dude. Like, and I'm glad you thought of me too, because it makes me feel good, because it's like, oh, I'm your friend. Like, it feels weird because I've met, being in bands and being in metal and playing with all the people I've played with, I've met so many great people, but I never think about the impression I leave on them like enough to be like, oh, they think of me as a friend or somebody that they trust or admire or what have you. And so when somebody hits me up and they're like, hey, like, let's chat, let's just talk, it's just like, oh shit, like, you remember me. I just played this show with you one time, and apparently I left enough of an impression to matter. By the way,
tag you in this.
By the way, when you're making all your coin, don't forget the little people around.
Dude, oh my god, dude. I did the math. If it goes up to $300 a coin, I'll make $5 million.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Like, I have a lot of equipment I can sell you.
Oh.
I don't.
Dude, if I have $5 million, I'll just give you fucking money. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with $5 million, man.
I could strip for it.
You get stripped for it?
I'll strip
Oh
for
my
it.
god. Okay, well think about it this way. Check it out. So I'm 28 and I don't think I've even made $1 million in my 28 years of life. So if I put it into perspective of I haven't made $1 million being 28 years old, then $5 million is more than enough to last my lifetime.
That is true.
And like I'm pretty fucking like simple. Like I don't I don't go splurge money like fucking like crazy, you know? Like I'm pretty like how do I say it? Like I'm bad with money, but I'm not bad with money. Like it's like okay, I know how much I make per hour. So if I go every morning, I go and buy a Monster or a Red Bull, and I buy like this fucking like breakfast like apple cinnamon turnover thing.
Mhm.
So it's like $5 every morning. But if I'm making X amount of dollars per hour, it's all working. Austin, hey Austin, oh man, it's gonna be weird. I'm gonna have people are gonna be like, why the fuck is he talking to someone else? They're
I
gonna
don't.
listen to these podcasts.
I don't know
Uh,
who pops up because I can't see any on the feed. So I'm you
ah,
just let
fuck.
no, and that's fine. That's fine. I kind of like the surprise. Um,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Oh well, I'm gonna yeah, like I said, this is like the first one, so I wasn't even sure if this was even gonna work, but I'm gonna
yeah.
I
Well, and
think I'm gonna make like a little.
if they have questions, just ask me the questions and I'll answer them to the best of my ability.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to. I was gonna make like because on Twitch you could like the more that someone's in the stream, um, they what is it called? They gather points, and then they can spend those points on like different actions. So I was thinking about making one like a question. That way I don't have 50 fucking people asking questions. It's like only if they were in here long enough to
Yeah,
I guess like
that makes
deserve to
sense.
ask that.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. I guess deserve is like a weird way to say it, but more like they just earned,
Yeah,
you know.
they've cleared enough time to justify a question because they're
Yeah,
involved in
exactly.
the
Because
conversation enough to know like what's going on.
yeah, yeah. I feel like at the beginning though, I'll probably take on questions frequently, just for the fact that it's like I have such a small following that I don't think it'll be 50 people. But hey, you know what? I don't know, man. People are fucking weird, dude. They're always looking for something new to do and someone new to watch.
Yeah, and this is a whole different ball game. Like you're talking to a different musician from a different band. We've only played one show
In a
together.
different area,
Yeah.
dude. You know what's funny is we played one show, but like when we talked, dude, we talked like I think the entire show practically, besides when your band played or when my band played. Besides
Yeah.
that, we talked nonstop.
We were just besties the whole
My
time.
my buddy Austin says he could barely hear you. Let me see if I could raise up the volume on.
Let me see if I have a mic
Yeah, you
thing on.
keep talking and
You hear me pretty
no,
well?
because I could hear you good. Oh, I hear
Okay.
you really well. It's just on my end. I gotta I'll just adjust the level so that it'll the intake volume, but he'll let me know.
Yeah.
Austin is actually our new bass player. He's
Oh,
the
nice.
one that yeah, so he was the very first podcast I did. Literally me and Austin, we do so much together ever since he's moved to Sacramento and joined the band. We're hanging out all the time doing band or not even band photos, like doing band stuff, or we'll do like we just go do photography together because it's something that I'm getting into, or we play video games. Like we do everything together. He's a really good friend of mine. But this is not about me. Okay, we've already spent so much time talking to so much shit. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about your journey, where you've been, what you up to. It's been fucking so long.
Dude, it's been a year and a half.
What the okay? Oh wait, I got something stupid to say. So I play this game called Skater XL, and I would stream it, and one of my fucking things is Trickster 3 tricks in a row. Skater XL let me know, and my friend just redeemed that shit. Like I'm fucking playing it. The fuck? I have to take 3 shots. I have one. I have a fucking thing that you have to take. I have to take 3 shots, or I have to take a shot.
I got beer. I actually no wait, no, hang on. Are we taking shots? Because I'm always prepared. Always.
Dude, if I do right now, I have, I have to do them. So, I probably won't do it this stream for the fact that I gotta try to get the 3 people that purchased them into the chat. But I gotta do them someday.
Well, I'm here with you. I'll take the shots with you. So shot for shot, we'll go together.
Okay, then okay. So a little bit later, I'll go grab some alcohol and we'll do 3 shots, and then that way I can let all the people know, like I fucking did it. It's on
Yeah,
stream. It's
gotta
on.
clean
It's on a
the shot.
podcast. It's on a stream. Like it's all there. If you don't believe me,
And your boy did it with you.
yes, and I have proof. All right, so I'm gonna avoid the funny little things over here on the stream side. But go for it. Yeah. So what happened? So we did the tour, and then we ran into you guys, met you guys, and that show was fucking. I think that was literally. I remember everyone in the band was like, that was probably one of our favorite fucking all-time shows that we've played. It was just wildly fun.
Well, I think a lot of it is just when you come up here, a lot of it is we're not a rich area. We're not going to be booking a fuck ton of people. It's a relatively small community, but that community is so loyal and so driven to the music that's played, and they're so thankful for bands that come through. And and a lot of us in bands up here, we take it seriously for sure, but the way we take it seriously is by having as much fun as humanly possible. And us jumping out into the pit with you while we're on stage or on the floor, it adds to that environment. And I think that the reason why it was also a lot of fun was, I mean, we played at a fucking skate shop. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's like right up your alley. And
I got a free board from that show,
dude, yeah.
actually.
And John built a half pipe in that venue.
That's what I heard. Like, that was like right after we played, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I feel bad I haven't been, but I'm glad it's still around though. Like, right? Like it's still
He's
still a
blown
thing.
up. He's got his own like brand thing going on right now called Stepdad.
Oh, cool.
I mean, he's killing it, man. Like, he did not stop during the lockdown. He closed his doors for the sake of the lockdown, but he just started doing online orders. And
Yeah.
I remember walking into his place during the lockdown. I was just going to make sure he was okay and check on his family, and because I care about the people that I work with. And he had just boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff he was shipping out.
Damn.
I mean, he was slammed busy, and I hope he does phenomenal. I mean, so far he's got a skate program for the kids. He's really pushing for the community. He's made it to where basically I could just walk in and be like, hey, we're doing a show next week, and he'll be like, yep, let's do it. Like, everything to him is now publicity.
Yeah.
It works. So I mean, anytime you guys are like, hey, we're coming through, call me. Like, I can get you booked damn near immediately.
Dude, that's so fucking cool. And like I said, that the shows absolutely pop off out there. Like, I would definitely come back to Reading. Like, I was a little like at first I was a little like skeptic. I was like, man, we're gonna play in like this little ass room on the cement. Like, oh man, this kind of sucks. But then like there was a reality check for myself of like, dude, like you're nothing. Like, you're in a band that is fucking nowhere to no one. Like, this opportunity is literally once in a lifetime, because a lot of bands don't even fucking tour. They never go outside of their fucking venues or their city or whatever it is. And that small moment I had of feeling like, damn, this kind of sucks that we're playing on a floor, I was immediately slapped back with, no, I am so fucking stoked for this. Like, I can't believe this is actually happening. Like, I had to reality check myself, and I feel like, excuse me, I'm drinking fucking root beer, so it's gonna make me burp a lot.
Sorry, I'm drinking beer.
Dude, this happens every stream. I drink fucking root beer. I burp throughout the whole thing. But what is it called? Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of musicians, and I'm not gonna fucking say I'm perfect, and then I know there's a lot of musicians that they probably are gonna lie to themselves or lie to other people, but it's like you get to a point sometimes where you're like, man, I'm so fucking tired of playing small rooms. I'm so fucking tired of fucking playing empty
Mm.
venues. And then that's when you got to think about it the most, where it's like, at least you get to fucking play. Do you know how many people are not even fucking bands? Like,
Yeah.
it's like dude, you're so fucking lucky to even be like, yeah, this is my bandmates, and like, yeah, we're gonna play tonight. Yeah, there's 3 people here. Well, you know what? Those 3 people are gonna have the best night of their fucking lives tonight, and
Hmm.
that's what we did at the fucking Reading show. There, it was just the bands and like maybe 10 extra people. But you know
Yeah.
what? Those 10 extra people and the bands. Oh my god, dude, I would fucking trade that night for so many other nights that I've ever had on like nice stages, nice fucking
Yeah.
places.
Well, and I what I found is Bull Lobotomy, the band that I'm in, and I'm in this other band 66, which is now tattooed to me because I swear to God, if they break up, it's gonna be a problem because it's tattooed to me.
Oh my
Um,
god.
I'm getting Bullet tattooed to me too.
Nice.
But I found that the smaller the venue, the more full it feels, and the more energy comes from that. And then also being on the floor with your fans. One, I've been on really tall stages, and you know how I am. You were there. I jump out into the pit with you. Like, I
Yeah.
want to be a part of your experience too. And being on a floor, you and I are on the same level, and it gives off this kind of almost subconscious belief system that you could be up here too, to these
Yeah.
kids that that's why I always try and book all ages venues, because when I lived up here and I moved to San Francisco and I did the big stages, fucking Slims and DNA and all that, but there was something about being up here and being a kid and not being allowed to go to shows because they were always at fucking bars,
Yeah.
and it squashes that whole belief system that you can be in a band. And I want every kid that has even the slightest fucking like urge to play guitar or drums or bass or sing or anything, I really want them to feel like, dude, you can do this too. We're right here with you. And I feel
Yeah.
like being on a floor versus a stage where you're above people, you're level with them, and you get to
Yeah.
interact with your fans a different way. Like, I got to sit there and headbang next to your head. I wasn't above you. I wasn't looking
Yeah.
down at you. I was there with you. And it makes it more intimate. It makes it more personal. And it, for the kids that are coming out that are young, that don't know if they can really do this or not, it's like, no, you fucking can. Just pick up an instrument, find some people that you can get along with, because that's the hardest part, I think, about being in a band. Is it's like being in a 4 or 5 person relationship, and it's
It
not.
is.
It's really hard. You're combating with 4 or 5 different personalities, 4 or 5 different schedules. I mean, there's a lot that goes into being in a band, but
Yeah.
it doesn't mean it's not attainable. And
Yeah.
that's kind of been my goal as somebody who's all in bands up here and also does a lot of the booking up here, is I want the kids out here to realize, like, look, you have some angst, you have something you want to say, put it out in music, because it's a lot better than doing drugs or going out and doing something
Yeah.
stupid and
Yeah.
screwing your life up when you have the potential. And you have, like, the metal community is probably the most comforting and respectful and loving and accepting community there is. I'm honored to be a part of it, and to have the distinct honor of working with kids and being able to say, hey, come and do what we do. We'll support you. You get your first band going, hit me up, and we will book you a show, and we will let you know what it feels like to have a stage and to have that
Yeah.
moment. And it's such a good feeling to like know that I'm contributing to things that I wish I had as a kid.
Yeah, you know what? That actually reminds me a lot of like how I personally am because, like, for example, this is a good example actually. So, actually, two recent things. So, I have a new coworker, and so for like the last couple of months, man, like my other coworkers, they're trying to teach me all the shortcuts to everything. They're trying to like teach me to get me like where they're at, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, like I don't even know where the fuck, like what the fuck my job title really is, you know? So for you guys trying to like push all this shit onto me, it's not helping. So, after like a couple months of like frustrating and like, dude, even yelling at my coworkers, so I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like you're fucking annoying me kind of shit. Um, we got a new coworker, or I got a new coworker, and so it took one fucking day, dude. One day. And I was like, I need you to learn this, this, this. And I showed him how to do it. And I was like, I'm teaching you how I wish I was taught. And the motherfucker got it down in a day. What took me 2.5 months to figure out because they like would fucking like they would like avoided teaching me shit. And then they would question why I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. You never taught me that. You taught me this. And they're like, oh, well, you should be learning it this way. I'm like, well, I don't like fuck, dude. Like, so that's just an example of like when there's kids out there, people out there like, oh man, I wish I was in a band, or oh, I don't know how to be in a band. It's like talk to people that have been in bands or that are in a band and say, hey, how can I get started?
Yeah.
What can I do? And any genuine person that's a member of a band is going to be like, yo, what do you play? You play guitar? Fucking awesome. Look up on Craigslist who needs a fucking guitarist, because someone's always needing a guitar. Someone's always needing a drummer. Someone's always needing a bassist. No one's ever needing a vocalist. Vocalists are like the easiest to find.
A fucking drummer.
Yeah, drummer. I
Drummers
tell everyone
are
like
so hard to find.
legit, like every time someone's like, oh yeah, I don't play anything, but I want to play something, I'm like, play drums. You will fucking be the most valuable person in like 5 bands if you want to
Oh
be
yeah.
like.
Like you can pretty much just pick and choose what you want from that point. Hands down. And I also think of like I don't have the most time right now. Right now I'm going to full-time school to become a barber. I
Nice.
work for the radio station. And in part of working with the radio station, I do design work for the shirt side of that company. And then now I'm in 2 bands, and now that booking is starting, because we're starting to do shows up here. Um, Now that booking is starting, now my time is just fucking shot. But I have found that if somebody shows me any like small dose of interest in being in a band, I'll be like, look, let me talk to a couple people and see if I can talk to people and get you into something.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. I mean, it's just kind of perks of the job. And if I can't find anybody, I'll come and jam with you just to kind of get your feet wet.
Yeah.
You're playing with somebody who's into, playing bands, and it gives that sense of confidence that's needed, I think, a lot of times for kids, because I feel like a lot of them don't feel like they can hang with
Yeah.
what we're doing. For me, like playing the set for Bullet Lobotomy is, I don't have to think about it. It's just what we do because we wrote it. So it's like that, like playing Laceration is just, I fucking wrote it, so I know how it goes,
Yeah.
and I know all the tiny little nuances. It's not that it's a hard song in my perspective, but it might sound hard to somebody else. It's
Yeah.
when you write something of your own, it just flows. You're just reciting a term that you just said, and it just flows off your tongue. um and I think that me going out and like, playing with some of these guys that are really good musicians, but they lack the confidence. They don't feel like they can be on stage. It's like, look, dude, let me jam with you for a little bit. Let me get a couple of my boys together. We'll jam with you, and we're not going to write anything. We're not going to start anything, but let's show you that you can hang with us, because this is the writing process.
Yeah.
And it's a lot like you streaming. You're learning as you go.
Yeah, exactly. You
And
have to make mistakes.
Yeah, you have to. If you don't make mistakes, you'll never learn from the mistake that you made.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, like, fuck, dude. Look at the. Okay, so we'll take this stupid ass dog coin thing for an example. I invested $400, and my phone's not charging. So I invested 400 fucking dollars into this stupid ass dog coin, and last time I checked, it was $6,000, and that was an hour ago. Now, okay, it's still 6,088. No, that wasn't even an hour ago. That was like 30 minutes ago. But like, okay, an hour ago it was $5,000. An hour before that it was $4,000, and this morning it was 3,000. Like it was between 2,800 and 3,000. It's tripled since since this morning. So for the longest time it was, barely a couple $100. Barely.
Yeah.
And then
But
randomly spikes.
I think a lot of it too, and I like where you're going with that, the concept of the Dogecoin. I think sometimes you just need to take a shot. Roll the dice. Worst comes to worst, it doesn't work out, and you play a couple gigs, and it's kind of dog shit, and you move on to the next band. But by me being in Bullet Lobotomy, which was my main band and still is for so long, from that, I had earned this recognition as a musician and somebody who really put forth an effort on stage, that people would call me up and be like, hey, we're starting a thing. Do you want to be in the thing?
Do you want to be in this thing?
Yeah. Like, hey, we're doing a band thing. Like, let's play some music together. It's like, all right, well, I guess we'll do a thing, And
we're doing the thing.
We're doing the thing. And
I love that.
But when you get together and you start to realize, like, hey, maybe we're not writing on the same wavelength, and it's not about levels or skill or anything like that. It's purely about, can I look at this person midway through a song and know what they're going to do next?
Yeah, you know what? Since we're talking about, like, I guess what you're explaining pretty much is timing. Can you get timing down? And
Exactly.
I remember this. Yeah, I remember this like the back of my hand. I was at Warped Tour, and I was with my cousin Garrett and my friend Josh and my cousin Garrett's wife Marissa. I'm pretty sure she was there.
Mm.
Okay, well, I know I was with Garrett. So I was with Garrett and Josh, and we're watching August Burns Red, and we're side stage, and I'm watching. Well, not side stage, like on stage, but side of this, like side, like looking up at the stage, but from the side.
Yeah.
And I fucking I'm watching him fucking like swing the microphone. This is before I was actually like officially like, I would say this is before I was officially like hardcore a musician. Like I played bass a little bit in a punk band for a couple months, and that was about. And I was just no, I wouldn't even consider myself a fucking musician at that point. I was just trying to be one.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm watching him swing this mic, and then as soon as the fucking breakdown, or not the breakdown, but like the part of the song that came in, the mic landed in his hand perfectly, and he fucking like, boom, like screamed perfectly. And I was like, Garrett, how the fuck did he do that? Like, oh my God, I was so fucking mind blown. And then he explained to me, he's like, well, because he knows the timing. And I was like, I don't understand. He's like, well, because he wrote the song, so of course he like was timing himself with the microphone to catch it when he had to do some vocals. And I was like, that was the craziest thing. But I mean, that's average listener. Average listener does not fucking comprehend shit like that. Or maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. But
No.
I was mind blown, dude.
For Bullet Lobotomy, especially when we were touring and playing, Josh would speed up everything. Just as the drummer, everything was double timed. And if we said we have half an hour and we wanted to play all the songs we could, he would crank these songs out, just like double time. We're doing this, And so I'm having to keep up with it. But there's a thing that I've also found that bands do, aside from just timing and knowing your timing, is there's audible cues that the musicians on stage know. I was joking with somebody the other day. I didn't grow up listening to like death metal per se. I listened like Tool, Deftones, more of that kind of vein. So the lyrics were a little bit more understandable. I joined Bullet Lobotomy, almost kind of fell into it, and within 2 weeks of me joining the band, I was on stage, and I had to have known all the songs. But yeah, it was quick turnover, and to this day, I don't know the lyrics because
you know what?
I just
That's
it's
like
just I don't know. But whenever my lead singer would go like, okay, switch. Now we're going to this. You know, I would hear something he
now we're going to this.
made noise of, and that was my audible cue. Or the drummer would go ting ting, and then okay, that ting ting means we're doing this now. And it's those little cues, and he can do that slower. Like that's the thing that I think you noticed with our band is there's a lot of points where we'll stop playing in any form of time signature, and the drummer will start just playing a beat, and he'll say something, or the lead singer will say something, and the drummer likes to fuck with us and make sure we're on our toes, and he'll wait and he'll hold it out and he'll let it sizzle for a little bit, and then it'll go pa-ting, and
what a dick.
You know, we have to be ready. And but it keeps us on our toes, and it makes what we're doing fun. We love playing in front of people, but we love playing to each other. And that's really
so wait, do
fun.
you guys not use a click?
No.
You guys don't do click tracks, none of that? Oh, okay.
We have 0 backing tracks and 0 click tracks.
Okay.
Everything
so
that's here is completely authentic.
Oh, okay.
No
so
time.
yeah, like oh, okay, yeah. So for us, we've I like dude, okay, so after not that tour, yeah. It was after that tour that we did where we met you guys. I like that show, dude. I cranked up my little 5153 head, that little tiny like fucking 50-watt one, dude. I cranked that bitch up, and it was screaming on feedback. And every moment of that set, I hated it. I cringed, but I was like, this is as metal and as dirty and fucking grimy as this shit's gonna get, and I'm gonna just enjoy it. But after that, we played Ace of Spades in Sacramento, and whatever I did at that show that I played, I think it fucked up my head because like no matter what I did after that, it would always just fucking peak so easily. So I was just like, I don't know what I did wrong with this thing, like whatever. But so after the experience that I had with it doing that at that show, Ace of Spades, and then we did the Halloween house show at Titan Fest, and it all 3 times, man, it just fucking hollered, and I was like, nope, I'm done with this bitch. Fucking sold it and went and bought a Line 6 Helix, and I have never been happier. And the tone that I have on it sounds exactly the same as my 5150 Ed.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
If anything, I think it sounds better.
My rig setup always changes based upon what I'm playing and who I'm playing with.
Okay.
I'm a gearhead through and through. Like, this is some of the guitars that I have. I just bought this one. This is a 7-string Ibanez Iceman.
Nice.
And some of me feels like this is the guitar that was touched by the guitarist from Decapitated.
Oh my god. Why?
Yeah. I bought it for $1,000.
Oh,
and
nice.
So I got this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I looked on the back and I saw this A. And I was like, what's that A for? And I started looking at tunings for Decapitated. And it all clicked. I was like, I think this is one of Decapitated's guitars.
Did they put that?
So
like,
this
the letter
probably
on the
won't
back
touch
or
the stage
something?
ever. Because it's I paid $1,000, but I think it's more.
Oh wow. Oh no. I think my internet dropped out again.
Oh no.
Can you still hear me?
I'm here with Brian.
I don't know. It says I don't know, man. My shit's being so fucking weird. It says I'm connected to 2 different networks.
That's crazy.
I don't know. But hey, you know it's working, so
Yeah, as long as it
fuck it.
works.
So
But
okay,
yeah, that letter on the back like made me think like this could be one of many different tuned guitars, or it's the A tuned guitar. And that's something that a stagehand would know. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's the okay, pass this to him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
that's cool.
so I gutted it. I didn't gut it like tear it apart, but I took, I made sure that all the wiring was in good condition. And I pulled off all the caps and everything for the wiring. And I find this old Kiss guitar pick. And I was
No.
like, could this have been a pick that was just tossed in, or is this a pick that maybe somebody
Owned by
famous
Kiss?
touched? Yeah, I mean it was, and it's such a beautiful sounding guitar. Like I probably will use it for studio work, but I mean it's so sick. And I that's one of my investments. I keep buying basses. Rig setup wise though, like we were talking about your 5150. Um the amp I used for guitar in Bullet Lobotomy was a Marshall valve state 4 channel,
Okay.
which funny enough apparently is a super sought after amp now. But when I bought it,
Damn.
it was like $100.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got it for nothing because nobody knew what it was. And then so I got it home and I didn't really think about it because I was like, it's $100 amp. I ain't worried about it. And then later on, when I started, playing with it, I was like, God damn, this really does have a great tone. I took it apart and looked at the cab, and it's got all 4 Celestian speakers. Each one of those is like $200 a piece. I'm like, dude, I got this thing for a fucking steal. And then I started
Yeah.
watching gear things about it, and apparently it's one of the most sought after amps because it has a very unique tone. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
gotta just keep coming up on shit. For the black metal and doom metal that I play, I have 2 oranges that I use. Have a Randall. I have an old bass Marshall called it's a Jubilee. It's an 80s bass head.
A Jubilee?
Um,
That sounds cool.
it's super dope, and it's like all like chrome in the front. It's like a mirror. It's really cool. But the bass head that I'm using right now, um, I scored so big on getting it. I think I got it for like $200, or
Yeah.
300 maybe. It's an Ampeg SVT6 Pro, and I mean that motherfucker rattles so loud. I mean it's a mammoth of an amp, and it's for bass. And I'm running that out of 215s and a 410 cab, and I'm thinking about adding an additional 410 cab to it because it can just keep pumping power. It's the more I tell it to do something, the more it just does. At no point has it
Yeah.
ever told me no.
Well, that's a good thing because you get to a point with metal, especially metal, where you're like pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and you're like, I'm trying to get that tone, I'm trying to get that fucking power, and that's, dude, I'm telling you, dude, like the Helix, dude. Oh my god, I will never, ever, ever go back to analog as long as I fucking live, unless for some reason I go on a tour and they're like, yeah, you leave all your fucking gear at home, just bring 2 guitars or whatever, and then I go there and like, yeah, well, it was analog. That's the only way I'd be
Yeah.
forced to play analog.
But if you had to
Like,
come play analog on my equipment, you'd be very happy.
as
Because
long as it doesn't feedback, I'm fucking okay.
all my shit, one, I have gates for days, but all my shit
Okay.
is about as every time that somebody's amp blows, my amp gets used.
Oh
And then mine
gosh.
will crank out higher than theirs. And then they'll be like, dude, I'll buy this
Okay.
from you. Like, you can go fuck yourself. This is mine. Like, come through town again.
That's
You can
so
play it again.
funny.
But
Oh man, that's so cool.
yeah, I don't know, I get lucky with gear, and I do random weird shit like this bass right here. I don't know why I had it up my ass to do it. This is one of the basses I use for Bullet sometimes. It's one of the stage ones, but I did weird shit to it. So like it lights up.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
Right? So it lights up and it does its own little weird shit. But I mean, people give me shit too because I play a 4-string bass, but I'm in drop B. So what I do is I take
Dude, your bass is in B. Nice.
drop B. So I'm B, F sharp, B, E. And
nice.
People are like, how you need to have a 5-string for that? And I was like, no, I don't. I just need a 5-string set, and then I can play it, and I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that makes sense. After this, I'm gonna have to show you some Titan shit. I'm gonna have to show you some new stuff and see what you have. Like, I want to know what you got to say about it.
Oh yeah, I'm always game to hear new stuff. I mean, why wouldn't I?
Dude, it's some of our best fucking work. Like, yeah, dude, we're growing up, man. We're growing up and we're expanding and we're trying all these new different things. And I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh man, this is basic as shit," and I feel like there's some people that are gonna be like, "All right, like I see what you fucking did there. Like you stepped up." But I actually just confirmed with the band a recording date for a vocal session with the guy that we record music with, and so I was like, "Yo, what day do you guys want to do all this?" And they were like, "Oh, well, let's try for this day." So I hit him up and I was like, "Hey, can we all come in in June?" And he was like, "Yeah, what do you guys need to do?" And I was like, we have this and this and this we need to get done, so we could do it in like a single day. So he's like, "All right, I'm down." So now tonight after this, I'm having a call with everybody to find out if we want to try to film a music video the weekend after that or the weekend after that one. So no matter what, I wholeheartedly believe that we will have a music video and a new single out end of June.
All right, well, make sure you send it to me and try and get a edited copy for me.
Actually, to be honest, I talked to the guys and because originally when we were first like writing new songs, I told them, I was like, "Dude, we need to make songs with no bad words on them." And because if with the way that music is nowadays, it's easier to get onto a more, I'm not gonna say, how do I say it? Like, okay, so we'll use Sirius XM for example, or even yours. It's like they will only play it if there's no bad words. And so I'm like, dude, that like this, we just got to be realistic about it. We could either write a song with bad words and then we have to make a fucking edited version. Like, why the fuck do that? Why don't we just make songs without bad words? Like it, like just because it has.
So here's what you can get away with, because it's audible bad words on the FCC side. And in all honesty, I mean, FCC could really try and listen into some of these metal songs, which are just like there might be a cuss word in there, but are you gonna catch it? No, neither are we. It's fine. If you dirty up enough of the lyrics and we can't understand the cuss word, or like you know the band Foes, right?
Foes? No, I don't think so.
You get a chance, you'll love them. I know you will. They're hardcore as fuck. Same with Farouk. Is it
like F-O-Z-E or P-H-O-S-E?
F-O-A-S.
F-O-A-S? Okay.
Foes. Yeah, they're really good. They're out of Oregon. Fucking savage band.
Oh wait, Foes. F-O-E-S? Like your
that's
foe?
The, yeah, F-O-E-S.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So those guys had a song that I put on the radio, and it says fuck a lot. But it was enough. It was a little enough fucks that I could just go in and edit it out myself personally and then put it on. Whereas like if within the first like 20 seconds I'm hearing like 15 fucks, it's like, okay, if I keep editing this, I'm cutting the song out too. And there's only so much like reverse tracking I can do before you lose tempo and you lose rhythm and you lose the core of the song.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go down the road of not cussing at all, by all means, be my guest. But you know, if you get it to a point where there's not as many, then you're usually okay. And like with Bullet Lobotomy, we have a song about fucking cut wounds. Like that song shouldn't even be allowed around the world, like at all. Like it shouldn't be allowed to exist. But because the lyrics are so hard to understand and there's not as much cussing, just terrible content, we can kind of get away with playing it. That's a problem.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, and if we're playing an all ages show, we just don't call it laceration insemination. We just call it laceration. Like it still sounds cool.
Yeah. Wait, so I have a question. So when you earlier you said that you had to do like a ton of editing to our song, which song was it that you put out there?
I wasn't able to. So I was going to.
Oh.
And my producer was the one that pulled the plug on it. Because I don't remember what song it was. It was one that was on YouTube. Because a lot of times we'll rip off of YouTube because it's public domain.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
We put it up. And 20 seconds into the song, it's just fuck. And I was like, I looked at my producer and I was like, we really want to put these guys on. He's like, I love you to death, bud, but this is so much editing, I can't do it. And I was like, all right. Like, and that was around the same time that like you would talk to me about like doing an interview, or not an interview, but like just a chat. And I was like, I'll just bring it up to him that at that point, and they'll come up with a song for me to put on the radio. But everybody up here already knows who you are. By the way.
Yay. So wait, I'm trying to think what fucking song.
I don't remember what it was, but there was a lot of fucks and shits and all kinds of shit. Because you gotta remember, FCC is super picky about what we can put on. We have to be really cautious.
You said a music video?
Might have been a music video.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, so yeah, because Jordan says screams. Okay, wait. So on Violence Speaks Volumes, he says fuck a few times.
I feel like it was somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right at the beginning.
I think it was Violence.
Yeah, I thought because it says I thought the point of this was to make shit work.
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah.
Then we can't push it.
And then okay, well, like I said, I told I told the guys like, yo, like from now on, if we're gonna write a song that has bad words, like we're gonna make it the most heaviest fucking shit. That way we don't care if it not being on the radio. But if we're gonna write like a metalcore song, then no bad words. Just because I would rather take that chance of that metalcore song going on the radio faster than a fucking deathcore or beatdown song, because that ain't ever gonna hit the radio airplay.
Or what you can do is just have, because what you should do, and now being in radio, I've seen this a lot, is you should have an edited version made in the studio. Once you have the audio tracks there, you can go through and just cut the audio track for just the vocals. But the music is still there, right?
Yeah.
And you can either reverse, you can do whatever. But when we get it, we get the track collapsed and it's all together. So when I reverse a track, I'm reversing not just the vocals. Yeah, it's not just the vocals, it's the bass, the guitar, the drums. So I have to flip that, and it affects the whole tone and it affects the whole beat. Whereas if you can create, I mean, you can cuss all you want. Like, I'm never going to tell you can't cuss. I hate censorship as it is. But if you can get that before you collapse it and cut out all those bad words or flip them or whatever you do and get it to where there's no bad words in it, and then you collapse it and you say, this is the radio edit, then you send that out, then we can use that, because we're not the song so much as you've already flipped the vocals. The song is still there. The audio for the bass and the guitars and the drums is all going to stay the same. So we don't have to worry about messing up the beat or melody or the rhythm of that song by flipping everything around, trying to stop these cuss words. You're just cutting the cuss words out. It makes things a lot easier.
I understand, because then, Yeah, no, I would rather just not even fucking worry about that. I'm just because we cuss way too much, so it's like if I can make a song where I don't have any cussing in it, then I will.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna cuss on stage anyways.
Well,
I cuss on stage all the time. Like
I feel
I just grab
on
the
stage
microphone, even
adds
though I'm
up.
playing guitar. Just grab the mic and start
I feel
cussing.
like if you don't cuss on your album, but then you get on stage and you're just a fucking badass the whole time. So I went and saw Foo Fighters play
Okay.
at the Summer Jam. I don't remember what year it was. But Dave Grohl came out and he pulled on all these special guests. Well, he rickrolled everyone and had Rick Astley come out and sing "Never Gonna Give
Oh
You Up."
shit. Oh
And
wow.
Rick Astley, you've seen him. You hear his music, it's all
Yeah.
poppy and very calm and very somber. He came out dressed in all black, and the first thing he says, "What's up, motherfuckers?" And I was like, that's fucking Rick Astley? Like, what the shit? And it gave me a
That's
whole new
amazing.
perspective on that motherfucker because he's more punk rock than a lot of motherfuckers really are. And you're like, Jesus
Yeah. That's
Christ,
cool.
and you see this human side to them. And I think sometimes like not
Yeah.
cussing in an album, but then you get the honor of seeing the personality on stage. That might be something to kind of market and push. I mean, it's kind of like whenever people meet me for the first time after listening to the music that I'm playing, and they find out like I'm the most approachable, chillest fucking dude, and I just want to be friends
Yeah.
with you 95% of the time, and I just want to sit there and talk nerdy shit and fucking have a good time, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
No, I hear
it's
you.
like that with Metalheads. Like, you ever heard of the band Steak Sauce Mustache?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of them. Oh no.
Oh, I think your
Something
thing's
happened.
better.
Oh, okay. We're back on.
Yeah. So, yeah, I saw that.
But yeah. No, yeah, I've heard of them. Is my audio not working now?
All right, we back up and running.
Oh, we should be. You hear me? Nope. You don't hear me? You hear
I
me?
can
You don't
hear.
hear
I
me?
can hear. I can hear.
Oh,
There
okay,
we go.
okay. Then yeah, go for it.
No, Steak Sauce Mustache. Like, have you seen those guys play?
No, I've never seen them play.
They're one of the most apeshit crazy fucking bands you'll ever see. Like, they TP the crowd. They throw pool noodles out in the pit and make you fight to the death. Like, they're insanity the entire time. The moment they hit the stage and they start playing, it's pure pandemonium the entire time.
That's awesome.
And but you talk to them afterward, soft spoken, most respectful, calmest, chillest fucking dudes you'll ever meet. Easy to get along with, super fucking friendly. Some of the nicest guys I've ever met ever. Like, they're just like, you look at them, you're like, I wish I was you. Like, you're too nice. Like, and
That's funny.
they're and it's like that with there was a band from Canada called Plaguebringer, and we played with them up in Medford, and they're really chill dudes, and they headlined, and so we all play our sets, we do our thing, and then they set up and they're getting ready, and as they didn't really talk much, they were really soft spoken, really quiet, and then they get on stage, and I had never seen bass pedals go as fast as these guys' bass pedals went. Like, I can't do what that guy was doing with his feet with my fucking mouth. Like, my tongue can't vibrate that fast. Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you ever get a chance, look up Plaguebringer curses, and it's so fast it sounds fake, but it's not. We've seen it. And we all as bands went out to go mosh and support like we do. And then they started playing, and everybody in that's a musician stopped and had to go watch the music being played. It was just like, the fuck? And they played this they were blackened death metal. And so they're just brutal the whole fucking time. And then they finish playing and they just go right back into their like super calm, super humble. Like, I remember walking up to Greg Smith, the drummer, and going, I have never in my life seen somebody double kick that fast ever. And he's like, oh yeah, I just, I do the best I can. And I'm like, fuck you for being so nice. Like, that. Like, stop being humble, dude. Like beat your chest and throw your dick in the locker room. Like, this is like, you are amazing. Like, how?
Throw your dick in the locker room. Oh my god.
Like, it's just,
it's so funny.
He was so humble afterward. He's soft spoken, super calm, like, and everybody was just beyond blown away by how this band played, because it was like the bass player was doing some crazy tapping shit. The guitarist was shredding like a motherfucker, and the vocalist was just like fucking hitting registers I didn't know existed. And I'm like, these fucking guys are insanity. And then my first thought, which sounds kind of like probably a little like not PC to say, but I was like, is this how bored you get in Canada that you get this good? Like, move me to fucking Canada, dude. Like, I need to go to Canada because I need.
How old were these guys?
They weren't, I didn't really catch an age on them, but they weren't old. They were like our age. They're not old dudes. And they just shredded, dude. Like, they were fucking amazing. And I still like text him every so often, be like, hey, when you guys coming back? Because let me know. I want to fucking play with you guys again. But
oh man, that sounds awesome.
Well, and it's cool because, like, I think that because I remember you and I, one of the things that you and I talked about a lot when it came to when you and I hung out when we played together was genres and subgenre.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, like, because I really love Spite, and Spite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I love those guys. But to me, metal is metal is metal is metal. You know what I mean? But then there's some other situations where it's so subcategorized into, no, hardcore kids only play with hardcore kids, and death metal kids only play with death metal kids, and black metal kids only play with black metal kids. And in my opinion, metal is metal is metal. Have your fucking fun. Everything can be fucking mosh to. It's just a different kind of mosh pit sometimes. That's about it. Hardcore kids throw a little bit more fist. Death metal kids throw a little bit more shoulder. That's pretty much it.
Thrash kids throw a little more running.
Yeah, there's a lot of running in thrash.
There's a lot of running in thrash. Even like, I think there's a lot of jumping in metalcore and a lot of running in metalcore.
Yes.
And it's like,
but I feel like because you guys are a different subgenre than we are, and because we're more of that quintessential groovy death metal style, and you guys are not that. You know what I mean? It's a different.
Not even, dude. We're so everywhere, bro.
So
I just say, we're a metal band.
Yeah, but when the rubber meets the road, we had one of the funnest fucking shows ever. And I think it's because we were in it because we just wanted to have fun. We just wanted to have a good time. It didn't matter what subgenre you were. It was there to be aggressive and angry and fun. And it was.
Oh my god. Dude, you know what I realized why my fucking computer kept switching different fucking internets?
Why?
Because I had my fucking hotspot on my phone And so
Oh,
I plugged it
shit.
into my fucking computer. So my computer was automatically trying to connect to the hotspot via connection. Fucking stupid.
Look,
God.
man,
Oh
these
my
are
God.
little
So it's
baby
like,
steps that you learn through the way, dude. It's like when you tune wrong.
fucking God damn it. And snap that string. You're just like, what the fuck just happened? And then you look down. You're like, oh wait, it's like hanging. It's like it went up on the side of the fucking like the pickup or whatever. So instead of being straight across, you're just like pulling it around it, just stretching the shit out of it. Or when you're tuning and you're not even looking at the fact that it fell off the top of the neck, and it's like you're like pulling it around the neck, and you're like, how the fuck did that even happen?
There's been a million times where I've been on stage and I've got sweat in my eyes and I can't see a fucking thing. And I'm tuning my guitar and I'm trying to figure out why the string I'm hitting isn't changing tone. And in my head, I'm like, just keep twisting, it'll work. then I go down to the next string and it's like 6 octaves up, and I'm like, oh no, I was doing it wrong. I was hitting the wrong peg.
Oh, you're tuning the wrong one. Yeah.
Tuning the wrong
Fuck.
string. Oh my god, I've done that so many times and stretched out or snapped a string. And um, you know, I've played on broken strings before because being a
Yeah.
rhythm guitarist, I can kind of get away with it. But um, there was one time we were playing a show, I think it was out in Eureka, and we did an encore, and I was tired and I was beaten from the road, and I was done playing. So I grabbed my guitar by the strings and ripped all of them out to prove to
Oh
everyone, like,
shit.
I'm done. Like, let's stop. Like, we've played enough. Let's call it a day. And so I ripped out all the strings and I threw them out in the crowd. And everybody fucking loved it. They thought it was part of the show. And I was like, no, I'm just done. Like, I'm done playing. I'm over it. Like, I'm tired. And because I saw another encore coming and I was like, I can't do this. By the way, you ever want to play a good show, go to Eureka.
They really have good shows
Eureka.
out there.
Oh my god. NYDM is out there. And that's probably one of the best chapters that I've been able to work with as of more recently. I mean, they will feed you, they will pay you, they will give you a place to sleep. I mean, they
Wow.
are so well connected and they work so well together. And it's just to support music. They don't do anything crazy or, illegal or anything like that, but they're a club that takes care of musicians, you know what I mean? Like, they just do their thing. And
Fuck, I'm gonna have to
it
get that contact from you then.
dude, they're good fucking people. And if you ever get a chance, I'll talk to a couple people I know, but of a good show to play. I don't know if they're gonna have it this year because usually they have it all planned out by now. Is Death in the Dunes. And
Definitely, that sounds familiar.
you camp on the beach for 2 days and you play metal for
What the
three.
fuck? That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's probably one of the funnest fucking like festivals I've ever gotten to play. And you pull up, you set up your tent, and you fucking put your gear in it, and you sleep in it, and you fucking just get wasted with a bunch of fun dudes. Like, and
That sounds fun. I like that idea.
we brought some random dude one time, or no, it was a friend of the lead singer. This awesome guy. His name's Alex, and we're all getting ready for bed. It's like 2 a.m. We've been slamming beers and alcohol all day, and some guy goes to there's like a outhouse porta potty kind of thing, and he's walking back to his tent and he's like, "Hail Satan!" And Alex quietly in our tent goes, "I'm scared." It was just the funniest
Oh my
fucking.
god.
It was so funny to hear him say it because I could not take him seriously for shit. But I mean, yeah, that's a really fun festival to play. If you ever get a chance, dude, like, do it. but it's about mutual respect, and I think that's probably the next topic that I would want to go to is mutual respect within musicians. Like, you don't disrespect the people that give you a place to play, and you don't disrespect the people that are willing to play the place that you offer.
Oh,
Like,
100%. Like, dude, like straight up a good example is, I think of the colony slash like um the colony slash the fuck, why can't I remember what the other fucking one is called? The Cafe Colonial. And they're next door to each other and they're in Sac,
yeah,
right? Okay, so I remember this was like one of the last shows that was played there. I didn't go to this show. I almost did, but I had to work, and my boss was kind of being a dick that day, so I couldn't fucking go. But I heard about what happened, and it was a new ownership took over, and they repainted the whole interior. They redesigned it and made it absolutely fucking beautiful. Like, oh my god, it looks beautiful on the inside. And I think it was like I said, it was like one of the last shows, but it was like it was a couple of hardcore bands that went, and the motherfuckers were like egging on people, putting holes in the walls and shit, and literally people were punching the walls and shit.
that's all
Yeah,
bad.
like either somebody else told me false information, or like they didn't, like they must have told me it wrong. But from what I was told, there was bands literally tearing the fucking venue apart, like putting holes in the walls and shit. And I'm like, I've been there at that venue where people have fucking put holes in the walls and shit. Like, I have physically seen it happen. I'm just like, why? Like, what the fuck? Why, dude?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, come on, man.
What's the point?
Like,
What have you got to prove? And
yeah, like, it's not funny.
the other thing that gets me, because it falls, there's a lot of faults on both sides here. I was talking to yesterday. I'm buying this double bass drum kit from this guy who's been in music for years, like before I was born. Like, this guy's
Damn.
not ancient, but he's an OG. He's somebody you want to talk to. And he was talking about making $1,400 a night.
Oh my god,
gigs.
as headliner?
No, just gigs, just gigging. And I was like, really? And then I started explaining kind of what our scene is going through. And a lot of times we're paying the venues to let us play. And he said,
Yeah.
that's not right. You're an artist and you're presenting a product. You need to market yourself as a product.
Yeah.
And I think that on the venue side of things, there's a huge disconnect with the concept of paying the bands that come out and put the time in to actually play a show. And as a promoter, I see it firsthand. I have to watch people that are great musicians getting just shafted on pay, and they're just trying to make it fucking ends meet. Now, I was talking to singer about it a little bit earlier before we started doing the stream, and every band that ever comes through, and I remember you and I were talking before, like, you guys came out, and I was talking about booking with you guys, and I said, look, man, I remember talking to you about it and saying, look, man, I can't offer you a lot of money. We're a small community. We do the best we can. I'll give you what I can, but I can assure you, you will like being here. Like, we will take care of you. We'll do what we can to make sure that you feel comfortable, and we'll load your gear for you. We'll do this. Well, you say you need help with something, and we're there. And sometimes I've found that, like, whatever you can't do in money, you make up for in hospitality. And throughout this whole pandemic, I didn't write it out in like an actual sheet, but it was like, I know that the community I live in and where I'm at, we're not going to be able to front a lot of money. But when the rubber meets the road, when you guys are on tour, you guys have had McDonald's about 12 times that week. Everybody smells like butthole, and everybody just wants to sleep in something not a van chair. And
Yeah.
so when it's either pay him a couple $100, that's just going to go to more McDonald's and no showering and gas, or you feed him a full fucking meal that's home cooked or barbecued or whatever. You give them a place to sleep, you give them a place to shower, and you've paid them more by caring about them than that $100 would ever do. Because that $100 is going to be gone in 2 visits to Mickey D's or Taco Bell or whatever, you know. Whereas somebody takes the time to give a shit about you and thank you for being, you know, in their town by giving you a place to crash or a place to shower or some food in your belly, or hell, even like we did one show and this band came up from Santa Rosa, and
That's fucking far. That's farther than us.
It's about the same. I used to live in Santa Rosa.
Oh wait, Santa Rosa. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking. I was thinking about something. I was thinking fucking something.
Oh no. Santa Rosa East. Yeah, like North Bay.
Yeah.
But they came up and dude, we raged. Like, I mean, I bought 2 bottles of Captain Morgan, like, and not like regular bottles. I don't even think it was Captain Morgan. I think it was Sailor Jerry. And I bought like the Costco fuck all bottles. Nice. And I left that night and went and hung out with somebody, and I came back the next morning and both those bottles were gone. Yeah. Oh, and I walk in and all the bands were like passed out on the floor. Like, it was like a skew of bodies just everywhere. But they got to rage with us and have a good time, and we, you know, they got to finally get off the road and finally chill with like good people and party. And you know, whether it's a party you want or it's just fucking sleep or food or a shower, touring bands really fucking appreciate that. And I remember it's important,
dude. Yeah, well, that's what's kind of made like our house kind of like a spot for Sacramento. Is that like it's like, oh, you know, a band that's on tour and they need a place to crash, dude, send them my way. I have a fucking huge ass open living room. I got a place they could park their van without worrying someone's gonna steal it. It's stress free, and you can shower, wash your fucking clothes, like, you know, fucking come on over. Just don't steal from me while you're here. But...
And I think that bands 9 times, especially like metal bands, like anytime that Titan comes through Reading, you have a home at my home. Like, you come to my house, you can shower, I'll feed you. I love to cook in general, and I like, not to stroke my own dick on this one, but I am a fucking savage cook. And
well, be confident.
I know that I'm good. It's got me laid many a time. And it's always worked in my favor, but I will cook you a home cooked meal, you know, full meal. Like, none of this, oh, we're gonna make mac and cheese and wieners. Like, you know, like I'm cooking you steak. I'm cooking you, like, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, like, I'll cook whatever you need. And you get a place to shower, you get a place to like lay your head and relax and stretch out. And part of what I'm doing with I'm building a sound studio here, but I'm also building a place within that sound studio that you'll have you're not sleeping in the same house that I am. You have your own space in a recording studio where if you want to sleep, you sleep. If you want to like get up and track something, fucking track something. Sometimes some great inspiration comes when you're on the road. And you want to track something, dude, my gear is your gear. Don't steal it. Use it. Take care of it. Have fun. And I think that mutual love and respect between musicians is something that the metal community can really grow from and thrive in. because I mean, when the Rubber Meets Road, we all play a bunch of grab ass and we joke all the time. Like, you want to hear like some of the craziest like sex play? Go to a metal show and be in one of the bands. Like, there's a lot of grab ass, like all the time.
You know what's funny is that being in Titan, we don't have any stories that are like that.
Oh, dude, I for the sake of anonymity, there's a band that we it gets pretty rough. I've always prided myself in being somebody that will never back down. Like, I stubborn as shit. Like, you can get really crazy with me and I'll fucking like I'll match you or I'll beat you. And we did like a 2-show run with a band and they crashed at one of the band's houses. And this guy, fucking member of the band, comes over and he's talking to me and I was like, I just wish that you slept at my house last night. I would have loved that. And he goes, I wish I would have slept in your bed last night. And I was like, oh, what would have happened? And he's like, what do you think would have? And you see how this is progressing. So by the time we're about to like the end where I think he's about to cave, he's this close to me, about to kiss me. And I go, just do it. That's all I want. It's just your lips on my lip. And he goes, I want more. And he grabbed my cock. And I was like, you fucking win, dude. Like, I can't do this. Like, I at a certain point, so like, funny. The next step is butt sex. Like, I can't beat that. Like, but it's there's a camaraderie that musicians have that nobody judges anybody, nobody hates on anybody.
No,
everybody cares about each other. You know, I just want to always feel like I'm providing for bands that just need a breather. And being on tour, being somebody who's been on tour, dude, it's fucking hard. Like, it eats you up. It's you're stuck in a van, maybe if you're lucky 2 cars, of just sweaty, stinky dudes.
Dude, we kind of have a system. Yeah, well, okay, so depending on the kind of band you're in or the kind of members you have, we have a system in the van. You treat it like, how do I explain it? Like, it's like, you got fucking trash, you don't put it on the floor. You got a trash bag, put it in the trash bag. Like, you got recyclables, put it in the recyclable bin. Like, you got dirty clothes, you lock those fuckers up in a fucking Ziploc bag or something inside of something. You don't leave dirty clothes anywhere in the van, ever. Like, if we need to air the van out, everyone's, airing the van out. Like, we're really good about it. If you got stinky-ass feet, let us know so that we know for you to never take your fucking shoes off. Like, and like, since we
crack a fucking window, like,
yeah, and like, this is the whole, like, this is 5 members in a band with a fucking photographer, so that's 6 people in a van. And I'm like, all right, everyone choose a spot where you want to put your shit and where you're gonna fucking sleep. And that's how we've always run it, and it's always worked out. We've never had like any issues, any fallouts, nothing. You got to think of it this way, Ryan. You have to think of it this way. Other people that aren't in bands don't know what it's like to have to air out a van. Yeah, but you know what? This is 5 guys in a
You know what I mean?
Because our photographer is a chick. So I also tell the guys, don't be fucking nude. There's a girl here. Be respectable.
Yeah, show the respect. But there's a certain level of living that I think, as a musician who's touring, only you understand. You know what I mean? Like, hey, the van's starting to get a little fucking rank. We need to stop somewhere and air this bitch out.
Yeah.
How many people own vans and have never had to air out a van?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
The whole career of the van, they've never had to deal with that. So I mean, even with, and I commend everything you do. Like I think the way you have it is very regimented, and it works, and it keeps things working, and it keeps that machine going.
Yeah.
Um, but you have to look at it from a non musician standpoint, where they've never been in that situation,
Yeah.
where this is your corner of a van, and this is where you're going to live for the next however long we're on tour.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing. Like with I being somebody who's from it, it took a while for me to, like, because I did the same way you did, where I would just say it like, this is just normal, this is life.
Yeah.
And people are like, that's fucking insane, I would never be able to do that. And I'm like, but when you're stuck with that being your only option, that's what you do.
You
Like, you
adapt.
don't have a choice. You
Yeah.
adapt and overcome that situation.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not trying to say this to scare anybody away, by no means. Like, being on tour with your buddies, some of the best parts about being in a band is, if you get really lucky, you get to be friends with everybody in your band. And they know more about you than your parents do, than your girl does. I
Yeah.
mean, they know you, and they know when you're angry before you're angry. They know when you're sad. They know when you need to, just have a little space. They know when you need a hug, you know. And when you get to be with your friends, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Wait.
but
Wait up.
it's
So
not easy.
yeah, no, it's not. So I got two questions for you. So well, I got two questions, and then we'll get out of
You
here
can
because
ask as
I'm gonna.
many as you want, dude.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask two, and then I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna go get some food. I'm fucking starving right now. So my first question is, from touring, what is your favorite thing about touring?
Um, Favorite thing about touring, I think that it's probably seeing new faces
I like that
and
too.
it's inspiring new people. Like, you get to see these kids just get really excited about a band that's coming out. And I think that, to an extent, like, being on tour, kind of like, it's like, you get to pound your chest a little bit. Like, I made it enough to go on tour. Yeah, being on tour is sometimes fucking shitty, but
Yeah.
the moment that you pull in and you're fucking road dragged and you're fucking tired, you set up your gear for the however many nights you've done it. The moment you hit the stage, that all gets forgotten.
Yeah.
That half hour to an hour that you're playing, and you get to play to these new kids, or these new guys or girls, and it's very rare. That, honestly, like, being in the metal scene is a total sausage fest. But uh
You play
fucking,
in Sacramento. I think there's more girls in the sack scene than guys at this point.
well, fucking set us up, dude. We'll come down in a heartbeat.
All right. Hey, you know what? I've been talking to my guys, and I was like, dude, if shows fucking happen, then we will put on Titan Fest
Oh, dude,
2021.
you invite us to Titan Fest, we'll be there. I will find a way to get this
Dude.
band. Like, we are on tight schedules right now, but I will find a way to come down there. And even just, I mean, like, playing for the people down in Sacramento is gonna be sick as fuck too. But just
Yeah.
being with you guys, dude, I miss you guys. You guys are so much fun. But yeah, no, when it comes to touring,
Dude, we'll make it a thing.
yeah, when it comes to touring, it's getting on stage after being so tired of it, to a point where you're just like, fuck, dude, why do I do this to myself? And then you get on stage, and then you realize why you do it to yourself. And
Yeah.
that kid that's up front, that you're just fucking rocking out in front of, and you're having a fucking good time, and you're just fucking getting them all riled up, and you're just like, that's why I do it. This is the funnest fucking situation ever. And it makes
Yeah.
seeing people be inspired by you playing, makes every bit of that struggle so worth it.
Yeah.
Next
I feel you.
question.
Mine's like when you wake up. So it's like you go to a show, you fucking play, You drive all night somewhere, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna take a nap. So you take a nap for like 3 hours or whatever. You wake up and you go, I don't have to go to work today. That's
But
my favorite fucking part. Is like, it's like I was supposed to be at work today, but I'm not. I'm on tour, motherfucker. And I just woke up in Arizona. Like, or
yeah,
dude,
dude,
we
absolutely
were in
right.
Arizona. Oh no, not Arizona. We were in Nevada, and we're in the middle. Dude, it's like 2:30 in the morning, and we just got done playing fucking Reno at Dub Jubs. We just got done playing, and it's like in the middle of the night, and I'm like, there's nothing. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere at a truck stop. There's not. It's just black, solid black everywhere. Can't even see your hand in front of your face practically. It's so dark out there.
Yeah,
And so go to bed, wake up the next morning. We're next to a fucking lake, dude. That's like 30 miles long. And I'm like, what the? I could have driven off the side of the cliff and would have landed in water. Never knew it
yeah,
existed. It was
yeah.
beautiful. It was amazing.
And
Oh, man.
I think that by saying that, you bring up a very good point. A lot of people try and look at touring and playing music as work. It's to an extent it is. I get on stage and I am not gonna not leave it on stage. I am going to give you everything I have because that's my job. But
Yeah.
there's such a beauty to being on tour or to even just playing a show for that night. You know, you get this feeling of like, this isn't work. This is my fucking life. Like, I love this. This is so much fun. And
Yeah.
you know, not having to go to work in the morning and knowing that you have to play a show that night, that show isn't work. It's what you love to do.
Yep.
And I mean,
And
as
that kind of goes back to the thing I was telling you about earlier, the reality check. You got to reality check yourself
Mhm.
about where you're at, what you're doing, how lucky you are to, or how blessed you are to be doing the things you're doing. Like, actually, I had this conversation with my girlfriend last night. I was just like, I'm so fucking thankful and lucky that like I could walk, because I suffered partial paralysis years ago. I was skateboarding and fell on like this metal box thing. I was trying to learn how to do like 5-0 grinds. Overshot, slipped out, landed my tailbone on the edge of the box, split my tailbone in half.
Mhm.
So I ended up having partial paralysis for like 2 months, and it fucking horrified me, bro. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, just be lucky every day you wake up. Be happy
Mhm.
you're awake. Like, you might be sad or whatever about whatever's happening in the world, but it's so cliche to say, but be happy, be thankful that you have both your eyes. You have
Yeah.
all your teeth. You fucking can go take a shower if you want to. You go brush your teeth. There's so many homeless people out there that don't even have that option.
Dude, I get excited because I still have all my fingers.
Yeah, the
You
fact
know
that
what I mean?
the fact that I'm video chatting with you. This was not a thing 12 years ago.
No, it wasn't.
2009,
And
no.
it, like, you and I being somebody who met in person once,
Once, yeah.
and I think I called you the other day about like putting you on the radio, and it was instantly like, oh dude, I haven't fucking talked to you in forever. Like, it was this friendship.
Yeah.
I mean, really honor your friends and take pride in it, and love the people that you're with, because they get to do the same thing you do, but you do it together. And whether you and I are in the same band or in different bands, like, I respect everything Titan does, and I'm assuming you do the same for us. You know,
Hell yeah.
you guys shred. You guys are fucking awesome to play with, and you guys are like the coolest fucking dudes. You guys are always welcome in Reading, and you have a home at my home. Like, dude, if we're sharing a bed, I mean, we might have to sleep ass to ass, but whatever.
I mean, I cuddle. It's fine.
I'll cuddle. Yeah, I'll cuddle with you. I don't give a shit.
My girlfriend
But
would be so mad if she heard me say that right now.
but I think taking pride in the fact that you really love who you're with,
Yeah.
and you love those experiences, and I'm turning 32 at the end of the month, and
Happy earlier birthday.
yeah, no, I'm doing a show for my birthday actually. So if anybody from Reading is up here on your stream, like, we're playing the Temple. Come and have some hot dogs and cake and
Wait, you
watch
said
stream.
this weekend?
No, it's gonna be April 30th, so it'll be on a Friday. April 30th. That's my actual fucking birthday. And it
Fuck.
just so happened to land on a Friday. Dude, I swear to God, if you could make it up, dude, I don't give a fuck what your girlfriend says. We're cuddling.
No, well, no, I think that's the weekend that I'm supposed to go to my drummer's because my drummer lives in LA, so we have to go down.
Okay.
Yeah, but what time is it?
8 o'clock.
It starts at 8.
Yeah. I see your gears turning.
No, because what I'm thinking is this. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because I know me and the guys are trying to go down there and I'll do all that good stuff. I could probably persuade because I know my bass player gets off at like I think he says 8 now. I think he's off at like 7 or 8 now. So what I can do, which will kind of suck for us driving all night, but like I could say fuck it, go to your thing, hang out for a couple hours till about 10:30, and then I could head back down to Sac because it's gonna take me about an hour and a half to get here, and then we'll just drive all night to get to LA.
Dude, if I see you, you're getting a fat kiss on the cheek, dude. I miss you fucking much. And you're coming for my birthday. I turned 32. And dude, the kinds of friends I've gotten through this, through touring, through doing shows, I mean, they're people I will never forget. There's gonna be situations I'll never forget, tours I'll never forget, and nobody can take that away from me.
Yeah.
Getting to meet you, getting to meet the boys in Titan, and um, it's just I take so much pride in saying that I'm friends with you guys. You know what I mean? Because to me, you guys are famous. I mean, you
Oh
already.
my god, don't even say that. No. Oh fuck,
You
dude,
guys are.
that's
You
so
guys are.
funny.
But I look up to every band that comes through town and plays with us, and I don't assume that from anybody that we go and play with, but I I take so much pride in the fact that, what if Titan fucking like becomes the next fucking major headlining death metal band? What if?
Crazy.
And I got to play with
What if
them.
Dogecoin hits 25 cents a coin? Oh wait, it happened.
Oh shit. But like
Dude, now
what
I
if
gotta check.
yeah, I know you gotta check it.
Oh my god.
What are you at?
Look at this. Can you see it?
No, it's all blurry. Oh dude, it's spiking hard. I can see the spike, but I can't see. Is it seven
Okay, hold on,
grand?
wait.
Is that
Yes,
7?
it's at 7. And
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god, this is so bad. All right, I know you can't see that.
But that's seven grand, dude.
Oh
Oh no,
wait,
it's
wait,
seven
wait. Is that?
744 or 741,404.
Yeah,
7 fuck,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. Dude, it's gone up. It's gone up $1,400. Now it's at 7,400. It went up $1,400 since we started talking.
Dude, don't forget the little people, Ryan.
Dude, okay, legit, bro. If it hits $1, I will make $20,000 if it hits $1.
Don't Like I said, don't forget the little people. I have a lot of gear I have to buy. We have to pay for gas to get down to
Dude, legit, I'm
Sacramento.
afraid to go to sleep.
You're gonna be up all
What
night
if it
watching that
spikes? Well, dude, yeah, dude, I'm just gonna call in tomorrow. I can't, dude. My manager is not gonna be there, so I absolutely have to be there, especially since we have a new guy.
So you had a second question. What's your second question, my dude?
Okay, my second question for you is, what are your top 3 favorite breakdowns of all time?
Oh fuck, it's a lot of local stuff. Right now I'm listening to a local band out here that's been around for a long time. They have a song called um oh my god, why am I drawing a blank on it? It's something 8 ball. It's a band called Misery Trip. And he has this part where it comes off like super blast beaty and kind of punky, and then it starts to slow down and he goes, I let everybody down, Joe, and he just goes off. And it's just I fucking
Nice.
slamming it in my car lately. Who else? Aberrance is a band from up here. out of Paradise, and they've been through a lot, but they have a song called Drinking from the Aberrants, Drinking from the River of uh what's the thing where Dementia, Drinking from the River of Dementia. And it's not even really a breakdown, but it's this, since I'm now like playing bass a lot, there's this part where it's like it switches from the standard beat and it goes doom 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 doom, and the way it intros every time they play it is the bass just plays it alone, and it just
Yeah.
it sets this tone that's really fucking savage. And then Farouk is probably one of my favorite bands that I've ever had the opportunity of playing with as well. Mind you, just so you are aware, your CD is still in my CD player in my car.
Is it really?
It is.
Wow.
It really is, dude. I've loved you guys since I fucking got to play with you guys. Like, I absolutely adore what you guys fucking do. So like
all right, I'm really gonna show you the new stuff.
You fucking better.
I'm gonna show you your new favorite breakdown. I'll say that.
Okay. All right. That's a hard bargain, but let's do it.
Dude,
you put money on it?
I'll give you 10 Dogecoin. 10 Dogecoin. Oh,
I better see him in person.
All right, I'm gonna end I'm not gonna end the call. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna end that stream.
Yeah.
First. Boom. So Twitch is done, and then our call is still gonna keep going. But don't hang up. I'm gonna say thank you for hanging out with me.
We also have to do shots, bud.
Fuck. Well, we'll have to do that on a different one because I just kind of ended my stream. Fuck.
Fine. I was trying to warn you. I kept like swaying it over the screen, like, hey.
I saw you drinking that. I'm like, dude, like I'm not ready for that shit. Fuck. You know what? We'll do another one then. We'll do another one right before your birthday.
All right, I'm down.
We'll just do like a follow up or something for fun.
You know what we should do on the birthday? You should, if you can make it up here, which I'm hoping you can.
Yeah.
We should do like a little mini stream.
I'm down.
Like just you and me hanging out, sitting together, hugging each other, whatever we do. And just like 5 minutes of just like, look, I fucking made it. We're together. We're hanging out. Like this is what
drinks right now. Bam, 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 bam.
And we'll do them together. I'll bring a bottle of whatever your favorite alcohol is.
Fuck.
What's your favorite?
I don't know. Honestly, lately I've been drinking a lot of like this Crown Royal in a can kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's pretty good. Even though I'm not a big Crown Royal fan, I've been liking that a lot.
You want to have a good Crown Royal drink a Blacktooth Grin. It's Crown Royal, Seagram 7, and Coke. It's what Dimebag Daryl used to drink.
Oh, I want to try it, man. I hella want to try that.
You have to try it. It's a Pantera drink. Like, you have to.
All right, don't hang up.
I'm not.
Okay, cool. But thank you for hanging out.